I shouldn't have done this. Like, I should not have done this. Round 2 is loading. Don't play with me. It's coming. And I don't care what anyone has to say, period. Because it's going to happen. Hey guys. So, it's been a while since I actually thought I'd talk to y'all about, like, surgery-wise. So, I'm going to give y'all a little update. Let me find somewhere to sit and get comfortable. But so I was just like looking at a lot of questions that you guys were sending me, like in my comments. I was just scrolling around down in my comments because I love to comment to you guys. So yeah, so I was looking at the comments, make sure I responded to everyone who had a question and everything. And I'm like, yo, I keep getting a lot of the same questions I've already answered before, or just really, really good questions overall. So I was like, let me just film this BBL Q&A. I am 3 months now, woohoo! And a lot has changed, like about everything, my conception of surgery, the things that I dealt with during surgery, and like it's just everything overall. So I'm just gonna answer a couple questions for you guys. I have them listed in my notes, so if you see me looking at my phone, it's because that's where the questions are. So we ain't doing nothing too special, we just answering some questions. So let me find the questions. Okay, so like I said, these questions that I'm going to be answering and asking like on camera are questions that I have been getting in my DM. I've been getting like face to face, and even just down inside of my YouTube comments. So I'm going to be answering them for you guys. I don't know how many I'm going to do. I guess I'll just go as I go along. I have a lot here though, so that's what we're going to do. So stay tuned. Oh yeah, so I haven't even really freaking introduced myself. Oh my god. Yeah, so for some of you who do not know, I had surgery October 1st, 2020. A lot of people have been led to my channel because of my BBL story. So if you are one of them, what's up, gang? But yeah, so I'm going to be answering the questions that I have been asked a lot of. If you like this video, just make sure you give me a big thumbs up, and also comment down any other questions that you could. But yeah, so I don't even remember where I was at. But yeah, so I'm gonna just get right into these questions, y'all. So the very first question that I'm going to answer is, how much did you spend on your surgery? My surgery's total was $5,000, $5,500. I put down a $500 deposit, so that only left me with like $5,000 to pay. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I put a $5,000 deposit down, and I paid $5,000 when I got there just for the surgery. You also have to pay a whole bunch of other extra fees like anesthesia, medicine, like to get your heart taken, x-rays, a whole bunch of other different like prices. Every doctor is different, so what I may get, well, what I may have gotten charged for my doctor will and may be different for you, especially if you have like a higher BMI, even if you do go to my doctor, you know. So everything pretty much varies, but in total I brought about $12,000 with me to Dominican Republic. almost $13,000. I think like $12,000. Yes, I took $12,000 with me, and I was pretty much set when I was there. The doctor honestly didn't even take some of the things that was listed to be charged for me, so that's a good thing. So I saved like probably like a couple $100 like on just that alone. Next question is, who was your doctor? My doctor was Dr. Cynthia Disla in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. I will list all of the things down that I mentioned to you guys, like such as recovery house doctor, all of that stuff, down inside of the description, because I know a lot of people have asked me that question, and it's literally always in my description. If you watch any of my other BBL videos, make sure you click in the description, because if you have a question, it most likely is in there already. So yeah, Dr. Cynthia Disla was my doctor. What did you have done? The next question that I have is, what did you have done? I got a breast lift with implants, and I got a LIPO, BBL. That's basically when they suck the fat out of your stomach and transfer it to wherever you want it to be transferred. I honestly believe that she did not put anything in my ass. Oh, I'm sorry. I honestly believe she didn't put anything in like my bottom, because like it's the same size as it was before surgery. It's just wider now. So I think that she really filled in my hips, because that's one thing I told her that I wanted. I want really wide hips, but I don't want a big old goofy butt, you know. So she helped me with that. She did good with that. So I got what I wanted. If you ask me, I got what I wanted. Yeah. What are your measurements? Honestly, guys, I have to do like my measurements for like my bust and stuff like that. But I know that I think my breasts are probably like a 34 inch, because my bra, I wear it 34, and then the cup size. So I think that's how much it is here. I could be wrong. I don't know if that's right. My waist right now, guys, right after surgery, my freaking waist was 30 inches. Now my waist is 26. 4 inches went down since surgery, y'all. I'm telling you, that compression really works. I have it on right now. Always have it on. Don't play with that faja, baby. Don't play with her, because that's what gives you the body, honestly. The surgeon just does like 50% of the work. What you do with your faja and your massages, that is the results, baby. Okay, period. How soon did you sit? I get a lot of different conspiracies, especially from women who had surgery in the States, or just like do research and only focus strictly on the States. In Dominican Republic, in Colombia, and other countries out of the United States, you are on your butt. I'm not going to speak solely on like a whole bunch of countries, but I know definitely Mexico, DR, and Colombia, and I think a few other countries do it. But when you have surgery, you wake up on your butt. Like, you wake up on it and you sit on it the whole time. Everyone that you have surgery with, they're going to be sitting on pillows or cushions or something, just so they're comfortable, but you can sit on it. I was watching this video of this doctor. He is from the States. His name is Dr. Fisher. He works in Miami. I think he has his own practice. It's called Fisher Plastic Surgery. He says that's just a conspiracy theory. That's just what people want to believe to keep their fat surviving, but whatever fat wants to survive during that surgery is going to survive. Whatever doesn't, it's not. So you sitting on it or anything, it's not going to squish it or mess it up. And if it did, your surgeon did something wrong. And that's just how I would look at it. But I know a lot of girls in the States do it. If your doctor recommends it, I always say follow what your doctor recommends, because my doctor didn't tell me, hey, don't sit in your butt. So I didn't. Some doctors may tell you, don't sit in your butt. Don't sit on it. Literally. Oh yeah, and I just answered like some of your questions, but I woke up sitting on my butt whole time, sat on it. I didn't actually start sitting without my BBL pillow, or just like without any cushion at all, until probably like 2 weeks ago, y'all. Like, I probably did it like once in a blue moon. Like, my massage therapist told me like it's okay to sit, but just try not to sit so frequently, which I did. So I mean, everything's good. My results are perfectly fine, other than like the complications I had to deal with, but I'm pretty much good. Body on point. Okay, period. Which surgeon did you have first? If you watch my other videos, like I said, I have like a whole, I should make a playlist about my BBL videos, just so people who want to look at them could just go strictly to that playlist. I think I'll make one. But yeah, so I have a bunch of videos explaining like my whole surgical journey, and I wound up switching so many times. Like, my doctors, I was going to go to Gold's Plastic Surgery, I was going to go to Jolie Plastic Surgery, and I wound up changing to go to DR. So I went through a lot, and within like choosing the facilities, I chose different doctors too. So yeah, the first doctor that I was going to go to was Dr. Perkins at Gold's Plastic Surgery. But then the whole COVID thing started happening, and what happened? Oh yeah, the whole COVID thing started happening. So we had to get rescheduled, and then I guess everybody had already scheduled for Perkins, so it wasn't no openings until like the end of the year, but I didn't want that. So I was looking at this other doctor, and they told me, my patient coordinator recommended to go to him. I was looking at his work, I figured out Gold was fraud. I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, no, this fraud. So I wound up changing my doctor, decided to go to Dr. Hassan and at Jolie Plastic Surgery. Went through a whole lot with them because of the state that I lived in. It was like a hotspot, so they weren't taking any people from my state because of COVID hotspots or whatever. So I had to change that, and they never told me when I would be able to get it again. So I was like, you know, forget it. On to the next, and wanted to do more research and found the doctor that I'm going to, that I had gone to, Dr. Cynthia Disla. Did you get implants with your breast lip? Yes, I did, if that's what they meant. I did get implants inside of my breast with my breast lip. I will be doing a boob update for you guys because I feel like I focus solely on like the whole BBL journey when I haven't really focused much on my boobs. So I'm going to answer those questions for you guys too. When I questions, I'm going to do like everything here, but I will give you guys an update on that. How many days earlier did you have to be in the country? I had to be into Dominican Republic 2 days before I had surgery. That's because I had to get labs and everything like that, and just to get cleared. I know because I live in the same time zone as Dominican Republic, I only had to be there 2 days. If you come from like Cali or anything, I think over 6 hours of a flight, you have to arrive like 5 days before. So it all depends on where you live in the United States or live anywhere like out of the country from DR. Did you convert your US dollar to pay for your surgery? No, I did not. I used strictly cash. I brought all my cash with me inside of a portable safe. Yeah, I kept everything there inside of a portable safe. Money, passport, everything was in there, and I transferred it with it, and I paid with American dollars. How was the driving in DR? Y'all. If you watch my, I think it's surgery day vlog or pre-op vlog. I think it's pre-op vlog and surgery day vlog. Y'all, they drive so crazy in DR. Like, first of all, there's no stoplights. There's no stoplights. Probably on, like, main streets. And then, like, on the corners, there's, like, ditches, like, everywhere. Like, I guess because of, like, flooding and, like, the climate there, they want all of the water to just flow. So it's, like, flows, but it's, like, on the middle of the street. So you always go through bumps and lumps because of those little like ditches kind of thing. I don't really know how to explain it. I should have taken a picture or a recording of it, but I didn't get the chance to. Oh my god, but yeah, that's bad, especially right after surgery, y'all. All those bumps, and then they drive so fast. First of all, a car at my recovery house, the driver, he crashed. They got into a car accident. 3 girls inside of the car, and they were just like less than a week post-op. So be careful with that. Make sure you look at the reviews for the drivers too. I don't know if like ladies talk about the drivers a lot, but I know some of the girls on the surgery pages do talk about like drivers and recommended of drivers and everything. So be mindful of that because they drive crazy. I mean, you're gonna experience the crazy driving period, but at least have a good driver that's gonna be driving you around so you don't get in car crashes and stuff. Because who wants to deal with that fresh out of surgery? I know I don't. How many days total did you stay? Total, I left 8 days post-op. I arrived 2 days before. So I stayed a total of 10 days, probably 9 days, 10 days, I would say. Yeah, about 10 days in total, 8 days post-op after surgery. So I left at day 8. So I don't know if that's considered 10 or 9, but that basically sums up. I was gonna have my last appointment and I was just really ready to go home. The recovery house sucked. I just wasn't comfortable. It was just time for me to go. So I wound up leaving. I didn't need like a clearance letter or anything when I got in the airport because my doctor said she wasn't gonna give it to me because she wanted me to leave on Monday. But honestly, guys, it also was a hurricane supposed to be happening from DR to. I told you guys we're in the same time zone, so it was gonna affect me too, like by the rain and stuff like that. So that was another reason I went home. I was not trying to get stuck in DR. What recovery house did you stay in? I stayed at Royalty Suites Recovery House. Like I said, I put all the information, recovery house, doctors, nurses, everything in the description. How was your stay at Royalty? My stay at Royalty was pretty ghetto. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The food was trash. We ate the same thing every day. The nurses weren't tending to you after surgery. Like not all of the nurses. Of course, there were some nurses who were really good. There were only like 2 nurses that I actually liked. But like I said, I don't know. I didn't tell you this, but there's 2 different like recovery houses. So like they have 2 locations, and sometimes the nurses transport between the 2. And some days my favorite nurses wouldn't be there. She was working at the other one, and the sucky ones would help. So that sucks. The food was bad. The nurses didn't really tend to you. I just wish I would have done Airbnb because it would have been more private. I wouldn't have to deal with so many other people. Although I did meet some really, really nice people. I did build some relationships, people that I actually still talk to today, that I stay in a recovery house with. That's one thing I would say, like, that's a good thing about the recovery house. Like, you have people there with you dealing with the same thing you are dealing with. Like, so you don't have to go through all the anxiety of surgery, like panicking, like what's gonna happen, because you see everyone there. They're like doing good, you know. So hopefully you go during a time with really positive people, because I did have some sucky roommates too. And I feel like that did affect like my stay a bit, but I also had the other girls, so I was just like, you know, we're gonna chill with my girls, whatever. So that was cool. Driving, like I said, my recovery house recovery house came with the driver, so the driving sucks, so I will give that a rating with the recovery house. They need to get better drivers, because no one wants to be getting crashed in at my recovery house because my driver can't drive. Okay? Do you recommend your recovery house? No, I do not recommend my recovery house, because who wants to deal with the things that I just explained to you guys after surgery? I just wouldn't recommend them. And the owners weren't really responsive at all either, so it was ghetto. Very ghetto. Do you regret your BBL? At one point, like in the beginning of like this whole journey, I did like regret getting it. I was just like, oh my god, no, just give me the old body back. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to deal with this anymore, because I was dealing with a lot after surgery, y'all. A lot. And it stressed me out. Like, this, honestly, this recovery is like really, really mental. It really takes a toll on your brain, and it really had me thinking like, I shouldn't have done this. Like, I should not have done this. But as you start to heal and start to feel better and things start to actually get good, you actually are like, yo, I'm so glad I spent this money. I'm so glad that I went through this pain. Like, and like the confidence level that you build like after having surgery, it's just so amazing. So I mean, before I did regret it, now I don't. I actually love my body. I did go through some complications and something that I have to fix, so that's one thing I do regret. I regret the doctor that I went to, I would say, but not really, because she gave me the results that I actually wanted. I'm not sure if another doctor would have been able to, so I'm like tied between the middle. So yeah, that sums that up. I don't regret it. I did though. Did you lose a lot of fats? After surgery, I did go through a complication, and I got infected, and the infection caused some of the fat to die. So I did lose some fat. My hips after surgery were a 44 and a half. And then I had another surgery to get the fat removed. After that, I was at like I'm at 43.5 now. So no, 42.5, I think 42.5. I don't know. It's one of those two. I'll like measure myself and then put like the correction somewhere on the screen. How long do you have to stay in your garment? Like I said, your doctor gives you instructions. Mine didn't, but I did a lot of research, so I know minimum is to stay in it for 3 months typically. But I'm going to stay in it for 6 months just for extra body shaping. You can stay in it for as long as you want. You can even stay in your faja even a year after. But I know some people like to go to the corset or like the waist trainer. But I plan on keeping mine on for about 6 months to a year. I'm thinking about that long. After that, I'm just going to stick to like waist training and stuff. Did they give you any pain medicine after surgery? After surgery, they did give me... No, they didn't give me pain meds. They gave me muscle relaxers, which is really all that you need, because you're not in like pain, like I'm hurting. It's just like I'm so sore, but it's painful and uncomfortable. So it's like you think it's pain because you're really uncomfortable, and it's not something you're used to, but it's not really painful. It's just like really bad soreness. So they did give me pain medicine. They also, well, muscle relaxers. They also gave me antibiotics. They also gave me iron pills to help build my iron levels. And I brought my own vitamins too. I brought probiotics. Also brought some vitamin C. What else did I bring? I brought some macas just so it could boost my metabolism, help me eat more. I forgot what else I brought, but that's what they gave me. What complications did you have? The complications that I have, I think I went through this already in one of the other questions, but the doctor stuffed way too much fat in instead of like putting it in correctly. And I guess the utensils that they were using were also like dirty. I'm not really sure, but I wound up getting an infection, and the infection caused some of my fat to die. So I got a really big abscess on my hip, and I went to the hospital to go check it. They popped it, said it was abscess, it was infected. And when I went to the hospital and spoke to an actual plastic surgeon, he just told me that the fat died. So I had fat necrosis because of an infection that was given to me. I also had cellulitis a week before I saw the like abscess. Had cellulitis on my leg. Cellulitis is a deep tissue skin infection. Yeah, so that was a lot to have to deal with after surgery. Did you stay in a hospital after surgery? I did not stay in a hospital after surgery. After surgery, you stay inside of the, I mean, it technically is like a hospital because like all of the girls who just had surgery are like in rooms being taken care of. But like there's no actual nurses that work there and take care of you. You had to bring your own nurse, which I did. Her name was Nurse Sophia, and she was amazing. I'll link her information down in the description as well. What was the question I was just answering? Oh, yeah, so I mean, you basically stay at the surgery facility. After surgery, they take you upstairs inside of like a little recovery room. You stay there for about 24 hours after surgery. So not 24 hours, like, yeah, maybe about 24 hours, yeah. Because I went into surgery at like 10. I didn't leave until the next day, probably like 12. So 24 hours after surgery, you're leaving the surgery facility after like you stay. It can be different. This is speaking on my experience. And like I said, I had to bring my own recovery house. I mean, my own recovery house, my own overnight nurse. How did you travel, with card or paid everything in cash? If cash, how much did you travel with? Okay. I traveled on a plane to the Dominican Republic. When I paid everything in cash. I did do like Uber Eats and everything, but my card and everything was plugged in on Uber Eats, so I didn't really have to do too much, but I had my card with me too. Cash, I told you guys that I brought about 12,000 with me, probably 13,000. That's how much I brought with me to the Dominican Republic. That covered pretty much everything. I was good when I went there. I was comfortable with like my money, so I always recommend bring at least 2K extra than what you need, so just so you can be like on the safe side, because some other things do happen. I know some girls had to get blood transfusions and a whole bunch of other stuff, so you just never know what happens, so just always come prepared. Do you like your results? I love my results. I love the results that I could have potentially had before all the complications. I still do love the way that I look. Even after the complication, I do have a little hip dip in my hip from like the surgery that I had to get the infected fat out. So that's just one thing that I want to fix. I can fix. I'm glad that I can fix it and it wasn't like life threatening. So I'll probably get that fixed sometime. Are you getting a round 2? Round 2 is loading. Don't play with me. It's coming, and I don't care what anyone has to say, period, because it's gonna happen. Okay. Round 2 is definitely gonna happen. I wouldn't really call it a round 2. I definitely call it a revision, because I had lost fat on my left side. It is a little bit more it's a little bit less like full as the other one, so I definitely want to get that fixed. Yeah, I definitely want to get that fixed. We're gonna get that fixed because she needs to get it fixed, baby. I'm gonna get that definitely fixed, and I think I'm gonna get some arm lipo. I'm not really sure. I don't think I'm gonna do lipo anymore because lipo hurts, and my arms, I could just go to the gym and fix that, and it's nothing like that needs to be fixed all crazy. So definitely getting around 2, baby. Be getting around 2. More so a revision, but some may say around 2. How did you get in contact with your doctor? My doctor, I found her on Instagram. While doing research on the surgery community, doing research on her just in general on Google and everything. I found her Instagram page. Her contact information is inside of her bio. Inside of the bio, it tells you to message her on WhatsApp. Her Instagram will be down in the description as well. Yeah, so I WhatsApped her, messaged her. She responded back pretty quickly when I messaged her. and she gave me my quote and everything, told me everything I would have to pay, how much the deposit was, and we set the date, and then I went to get it. Has sex hit different since surgery? It doesn't hit different because it all depends on what you're dealing with, who you're working with. But my body, I just feel so much more confident with having, like, with doing it. Like, I know I look bomb. Like, I mean, I know I look bomb before, but now it's just like, I'm me, I'm her, I'm she. You feel me? And then I just like the jiggles of everything, just the shape overall. So for me, yeah, but like I said, it depends on what you work with. It depends on what you're working with, who you working with. So I ain't gonna speak too much on that. Has your eating appetite changed? My eating appetite has not changed. No, it hasn't. I typically eat the same that I did before surgery. Yeah, I do eat the same. I never really like ate a lot at all, but like I like to eat. So whenever I'm hungry, I am eating. I try to eat as healthy as I can. I try not to eat so much bullshit because I don't want to lose my figure, and like I'm technically still healing, so I don't want to do too much damage to my body. But yes and no, my eating habits have changed. Yes, my eating habits have changed from before surgery, but my appetite hasn't changed. Was traveling alone for surgery scary? Girl, yes. It was really, really scary, y'all. I was just thinking about the worst. But I don't know why, because I was just like, I don't know. I guess I just didn't really have anyone traveling with me. So it was just a lot of things running through my head. I knew I was going to miss home. I knew my family was going to miss me. It was just a lot that was going on inside of my head, but it was scary. But once I got to the recovery house and met all the other ladies who also were traveling alone and were also going through the same thing I was going through, I just felt so much better. Like I said, it depends on the crowd. You have to find someone that you click with. I just feel like in situations like this period, you just always need someone to be there for you mentally. Like, even if you're like traveling for an Airbnb, just have someone that you could just talk to that can come with you, you know. That's why I wasn't really beasting about bringing someone with me. I wanted someone to come with me, but I knew that if no one did come with me, I was going to be straight with girls at the recovery house. That's one of the reasons I did choose the recovery house, because I didn't have anyone to come with me, and I just wanted to be like with people, and I felt more secure when I was with people who were taking care of me, because even though my experience wasn't the best there at the recovery house, the nurses did take care of me, so that was good. How long were you in the hospital for your BBL complications? I was in the hospital for about 2.5 weeks after my BBL complications. I've had an infection, so they wanted to make sure all the infection was good before sending me home. How'd you get transportation in DR? This is the last question, guys. Transportation in DR. I got a driver from my recovery house. I feel like I pretty much went over that too. I paid, I think like $200 extra for transportation in the Dominican Republic with the recovery house. It was easier for me. I was just like, let me just do it with them. So I wish I didn't, but I mean, like I said, I could have dealt with that with anybody. So yeah, those are basically all the questions. I was just like, let me sit down and answer these questions for them, because they were asking a lot of questions, and I answered a lot of y'all questions, like I said. So I'm like, let me just make a video on it, answer their questions, so they ain't gotta keep asking the same ones. They can just look at this video for a reference. So that's what we did. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me give you a sneak peek of the bod. Period. But yeah, so I will talk to you guys on the flip side. See you guys in the next video. Bye.